Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Strv S1. It's a Tier 8 Swedish premium tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Pilsen and it's under the command of Hayseed 1776. Okay, here's the live. There's no gun to drop to tell you if he's actually in there or not, because it's a fixed gun. This was one of the prototypes that the Swedes went through when they were working their way towards the Strv 103B, which is the Tier 10 Swedish flat pack. It's quite an able tank destroyer. I've seen the one at the Bovingdon Tank Museum, and that's pretty amazing actually. It's a very big machine, but it is very flat, you could say. It's an interesting concept that you'd actually aim the gun using the suspension of the vehicle. But of course it requires a very agile suspension that can go into a siege mode, and so the gun, the fixed gun, can actually point in the right direction. The Swedes managed to come up with it, as they managed to come up with many cars that do imitate tanks. I do like Volvos actually, surprisingly. The Swedes do make good cars, they really do. Unfortunately, the Swedish car companies did eventually get taken over by other people, mainly because they couldn't make a huge profit. What's he doing at the moment? He's knocking down the destructible scenery so the enemy cannot hide behind them. And now he's waiting for his first target to turn up. Now it's a 105mm gun, which of course, as I said, is fixed forward in a fixed position. Oh, just missed the shot on the Panther 88, but it looks like he's going to get another chance. The guy's still sitting there. Well, that's nice of him, because that tracked him as well. 389 hit points. This gun will do 390 alpha, and it's got a reload time of just under 9 seconds, and he's just killed the Panther 88. That's a premium German medium. Goes for the Renegade. Tracks him for 439. That's a high roll. And the Renegade's so involved with the Defender, he doesn't recognise the fact that he's been... Oh, that hits his teammate there. He hit the Defender instead of the Renegade. That's going to cost him a high caliber. But there goes the Renegade. Yeah, if you hit your teammates by accident, even if you do no damage whatsoever, you will lose any chance to get the high caliber. That Pershing, the T26E4, is the other side of the building, so he can't hit that at the moment. That STG is just inside the factory though. He was knocking down the garage doors so he could actually shoot at them if they appear. As you may know, Pilsen is the place where the Czech tanks were being built. Of course, that's the Panzer 38T, the Hetzer, the Marder 38. Quite a lot of German tanks are actually produced in the Czech Republic, or rather in Czechoslovakia as it was at the time, because they actually had quite an efficient armaments industry. Here comes another target. And he takes a round for 374 low roll, but he's so involved in shooting the M48 Ram Panzer that he's totally ignoring the fact that he's being turned into Swiss cheese by a Strv S1. Oh, enemy AT-15, Saurus, and he's putting back under siege mode, but he fires one back, gets 457, he's up to 2.5k of damage, and he's just blocked another shot from the AT-15. I think he's coming out of siege mode to change position so he doesn't get shot at again by the AT-15. But he's still going to go for that T26E4. Yep, easy shot into him, auto-aimed on. The guy's gone back into the factory though. No, he's got no shot on the 7032 because he's in the other factory and moving north. The AT-15 though might be another target when he comes out through that door. Just going to get a bit closer so you can actually see the guy. Oh, he's been spotted again. Luckily that one was absorbed by the tracks, but now he can go to work on the AT-15. But he needs to aim for the weak spots. That's either the lower plate or that machine gun hatch on top of the, or the cupola on top of the vehicle. The cupola would be the easiest thing to hit. But he's actually gone for the flat part just below the cupola, which again is another weak spot. Should have mentioned that. There's only 4 enemies left now. I think the Super Pershing's reluctant to come out from that factory because he knows that Hayseed is here, and if he does, he's more than likely going to get hit. The AT-15A is also not going to come out, so I think Hayseed's decided he wants to go after the enemy. 3,266 hit points so far. It's a good game. He's blocked just under 1,000k. 1,000k. 1k, not 1,000k. That'd be a million. Well, I told you I'm a pretty crappy presenter. That's probably the reason why people don't watch my channel. Well, it's more reason to stop producing videos, I'm afraid. And here's the AT-15A. Hello! Didn't even have to go to siege mode for that one. I think the Super Pershing is also going to get the same treatment. Hello, Mr. Super Pershing. Locks on. Puts a round into him. He's now one shot. And that's it. He's out. There's just an ELC Evan 90 and a Strv S1 on the enemy team. You can shoot when you're not in the siege mode, but if you do that, there's a chance you might not hit the target. It really does help accuracy to be in siege mode. Oh, and it also helps you don't go over bumps like that, because it does tend to send the thing flying. The Strv might be up on that hill. He might be up there. Oh, he has spotted him. There he is. Okay, he might need to go to siege mode now. And quickly. Yes, you don't want to get caught whilst you're pointing elsewhere, because if you do get tracked, then the enemy will take you down. This guy is not moving, so he's not an experienced player. And, well, Hayseed's just going to tear him to shreds. One more shot. And this is it. To win the game. Yep, got it. Strv S1. It's a premium tank destroyer, and it's actually very, very good and quite fun to play. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Ace tanker for Hayseed 1776 in the Strv S1. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 6. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 4 and a 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. But he didn't get any other medals other than that, but he did get 30 bonds, so he must have passed a mission of some kind or another. And of course it was an ace tanker, so he's better than 95% of all the other players who've played this tank for the last 2 weeks. If we look at the team damage, or rather the damage scores, we can see he did actually get the highest damage in the game. He would have earned a high caliber, but for the fact that he accidentally shot the defender during that battle. And yes, his own teammate, the Object 252U, didn't survive the game. Yeah, by firing his round into that guy, he actually denied himself the high caliber. He passed 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he would have qualified, but he actually took the medal away from himself by accidentally shooting his teammates. So don't shoot your teammates, because it costs you medals. It cost Hayseed a high caliber in this game. When it came to kills, it was still Hayseed with 4 kills. And so he got the highest damage, highest number of kills, and when it came to base XP, yes, he's got the highest number of those as well. 1,395, the only player over 1,000, and enough for an ace tanker. 922 to the defender, 802 to the T-34-2. He fired 24 rounds, got 17 direct hits and 14 penetrations, damage of 5,012 hit points, of which 3,266 were at more than 300 meters, and 6 hits were received from the enemy. Only 1 have actually penetrated in that game, and 5 non-penetrations, 920 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 2 enemy vehicles were spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 203 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 95,563 credits, but he did fire a lot of premium ammo in that game, and as a consequence, he actually made a loss, but not much. Only 83,138 credits were taken away. So, or to take away as profit. 1,395 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 4,186 from personal missions payout, and 209 because this is a premium tank, took away 8,581 experience points altogether. So you can use this as a crew trainer and generate large amounts of crew experience for your players relatively quickly. So it's worth it from that perspective. And of course, as you saw, he was able to sit up there and pump rounds into these guys with 390 alpha. You obviously are going to take severe damage to enemy tanks, but of course they need to be occupied with other enemy tanks. If they see you and you are the only thing that they can actually see themselves, so unless you're using the bush mechanic, you are going to suffer damage because they are going to fire in your direction. He was lucky in this occasions because most of the enemy tanks he was firing at were fairly well occupied trying to take down our tanks at the same time, so he was able to get free hits into the enemy without being shot at. The only exception, of course, was the AT-15, who of course was not shooting at any other tank except him, and therefore he did take shots from that guy instead. But it certainly can be a lot of fun if you are shooting at targets which are occupied with other vehicles. So if you enjoyed that replay, and I know that somebody who's actually contacted me recently saying that he was going to buy one of these Strv S1s on his birthday. Yeah, they are worth it. They are fun tank destroyers to play, and therefore it is worth it as a crew trainer for that basis alone. And of course you can generate credits. You saw on this one he generated over 80k of credits from one battle. If you enjoyed the video, please give the video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.